Hello and welcome to yet another brand new episode of Colors of India, your weekly cultural diary on Rajya Sabha TV. I am Teena Jha. Let's bring you the highlights of all the cultural events we covered for you in the week gone by. First up on the show today, some soul-soothing Sufi music by the popular Nizami brothers. Next, a concert spreading the message of peace and harmony. And finally, a glimpse into the history of Indian cinema through the National Museum. Let's begin the program with a Qawwali performance by none other than the popular Nizami Bandhu of rock star fame. The group carries with itself a 700-year-old tradition and are credited with making Sufi music more accessible. They are descendants of Qawwals who served the Sufi saint Nizamuddin Aulia. Who carry a 750-year-old legacy of Sufi and Qawwali music, enthralled music lovers in the national capital recently.
ये महंगा हो या सस्ता अब तो सौदा कर लिया मैंने ये किसी के दर पे जाने की मुझे नौबत नहीं आई खुदा पे जब से ऐतानिस भरोसा कर लिया मैंने.
The musical evening was organized as part of the 6th edition of the Sur Jyotsna National Music Awards that promotes and honors upcoming artists. Organized by Lokmat Media Group in memory of women's rights exponent Jyotsna Darda, the Sur Jyotsna National Music Awards aims to identify and recognize music talent across the country. The event was attended by a host of dignitaries, including Union Minister Vijay Goyal, Congress leader Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Lokmat Group chairperson Vijay Darda. Speaking at the ceremony, Union Minister Vijay Goyal said that such awards do not just mean accolades, they also spell responsibilities for the winners.
इस प्रोग्राम को प्रेरणादायक मैं इसलिए कहता हूँ, एक तो ये संगीत को प्रमोट करता है, नए कलाकारों को प्रमोट करता है और प्रमोट करता है कि अपनी पत्नी की याद में सबको ऐसा कार्यक्रम करने चाहिए जाके.
ये पुरस्कार जो है ज्योत्सना दर्डा की याद में पुरस्कृत किया गया है. वे 24 साल कैंसर जैसे बीमारी से जूझती रही किंतु कभी निराश नहीं हुई वो, और ये करते समय उन्होंने कहा कि संगीत ही मेरा जीवन है और संगीत के माध्यम से ही मैं सबको संदेश दे रही हूँ. तो इसलिए हमने उनकी याद में ये किया. उनकी इस इच्छा थी कि जितने छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं, बच्चियाँ हैं, इनके जीवन में अगर संगीत आता है तो वे जीवन जीने की कला सीख जाते हैं. किसी भी प्रकार की आने वाली तकलीफों से वे लड़ सकते हैं.
The highlight of the musical extravaganza was the captivating performance by the renowned Sufi band Nizami Bandhu. Popularly known for their Qawwali at the Dargah of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, the Nizami Bandhu has a 750-year-old rich legacy of Qawwali and is best known for its Khayal Gayaki in Qawwali, and also for producing musical giants like Ustad Mahmood Nizami and Ustad Ghulam Farid Nizami.
मैं समझता हूँ ये एक अद्भुत संगम है। संगम है त्रिवेणी संगम। एक तरफ तो एक महान महिला के व्यक्तित्व को सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं हम लोग सब। दूसरा इस त्रिवेणी का छोर है संगीत का पूरा वातावरण, संगीत की सुरभि और विशेष रूप से सूफी फलसफे से जो ओतप्रोत है वो वाला संगीत।
निज़ामी बंधु जो हैं ये सूफ़ी के बहुत अच्छे गायक हैं और सूफ़ी ये ईश्वर के भक्ति का एक रूप है। सूफ़ी संगीत के माध्यम से हम लोग ईश्वर के बहुत करीब चले जाते हैं।
तेरी सूरत से नहीं मिलती किसी की सूरत।
Led by Ustad Chand Nizami with Shadab Faridi Nizami and Sohrab Faridi Nizami, the group mesmerized the audience with their devotional verses and heartwarming songs. The Sufi band hails from the legendary and lustrous Sikandra Gharana, which has produced some of the finest gems of Qawwali singers over decades, and are best known for their versatility and serenity that reflects in their songs as well. The 650 members of the Nizami Bandhu family trace their lineage to these children who were trained by Khusro nearly 7 centuries ago. The families continue to live near the Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah in New Delhi and sing at the shrine. Acclaimed for their proficiency in this music form, the famous Nizami Bandhu have sung for several Bollywood films, popular among them being Kun Faya Kun in the film Rockstar. The best part of their performance was percussive beats and energetic singing. The contemplative verses, steeped in spirituality, filled the air with magical tunes. At the Surjotsna National Music Awards, the band performed many songs by Amir Khusro, Kabir and Surdas. But the best was Allahu, followed by a heartwarming Meera Bhajan, leaving the audience spellbound. Qawwali comes from the Arabic word qawwal, which means to say. Though many instruments like harmonium, kach, dafli, dhol and tabla accompany Qawwali rendition, it is basically the singer's conversation with his peer or spiritual guide. Qawwalis were originally sung in Persian and written by Amir Khusro, who is known as the father of Qawwali. He was a poet at the court of more than 7 rulers of the Delhi Sultanate and a disciple of Nizamuddin Aulia. The Nizami Bandhu team comprises descendants of Qawwals who served Nizamuddin Aulia. And even today, They continue to live in the premises of the Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah in Delhi, and they also sing at the shrine. We hope you like this soulful rendition by the Nizami Bandhu. That leads us into a short break on the program. Lots more lined up for you on the other side. Do stay with us. On the other side of the break, an orchestra that connects hearts across borders. Welcome back after the break. India has always believed in peaceful coexistence. And that's why it has always propagated friendly relations with all its neighbors, be it political, economical, cultural, or people-to-people ties. So, promoting this very thought, the South Asian Symphony Orchestra made its debut performance in Mumbai recently, with the idea to reunite people of South Asia through the divine medium of music. The project brought together musicians from most of our neighboring countries. Called Chirag, meaning light in darkness, the concert was graced by the presence of Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu. Bengaluru-based South Asian Symphony Foundation presented Chirag, a music concert promoting cultural diplomacy through music among the 8 South Asian countries. More than 70 musicians from across 5 South Asian countries, along with the South Asian diaspora, came together at the National Centre for the Performing Arts in Mumbai last week. Gracing the debut concert of the South Asian Symphony Orchestra were Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Maharashtra Governor C. Vidyasagar Rao. Describing music as a powerful art form, Vice President Naidu said it speaks a universal language, transcends geographical boundaries, unites people and transforms lives.
Music speaks a universal language. It transcends geographical boundaries and unites people. We in India have always maintained that musical gatherings are an effective form of yoga or spiritual discipline. That is exactly what an orchestra consisting of many musicians sets out to do. Each and every member of the orchestra has to concentrate deeply on his or on her own instrument, but at the same time synchronize it with other musicians.
He called the South Asian Symphony Foundation a unique project that reunites people through the divine medium of music. He said concerts like these will help strengthen cultural collaboration and dialogue among South Asians.
Music is a powerful art from that can transform the quality of our lives. I believe that the South Asian Symphony Orchestra, through its concert, Chirag, will light the way forward so that cultural collaboration and dialogue existing for long among South Asians is further strengthened. South Asia needs to be more integrated economically, culturally, and our people-to-people ties and understanding must grow if we are to overcome the legacies of the past that have kept us apart, divided, distant from each other.
The South Asian Symphony Foundation was established by former Foreign Secretary Nirupama Rao and her husband Sudhakar Rao, who together share a vision of transcending borders and building bridges through music.
Orchestras teach us the concept of coexistence. They promote the art of listening, of empathy, of mutual trust. Walls crumble and communication flows. Our orchestra, our chirag, aims at that. We wish to illuminate the darkness. We want to shine a light on the path to our shared future. Let us not forget that we can grow strong together. Let us sweat in peace rather than bleed in war.
The concert in Mumbai featured classical works from Beethoven, Bizet, Brahms, Mozart, Puccini and Felicien David. Apart from these, Chirag also premiered compositions by two female composers. The specially commissioned orchestral work Humsafar, A Journey Through South Asia, was composed by Lauren Braithwaite, and Bhadke by Kamla Sankaram. But what stood out at the concert was the powerful performance by children from Afghanistan. Their music symbolized the best of the human spirit, speaking the universal language of peace and harmony. Their performance won accolades from each and everyone present there, including from the Vice President, who appreciated them, and their mentor, Dr. Ahmed Sarmast. As the sound of music resonated through the packed auditorium, the concert underlined the growing need and significance of peaceful coexistence. South Asian Symphony Orchestra is a dream project of former diplomat Nirupama Rao and her husband Mr. Sudhakar Rao. Having served as the Foreign Secretary and also India's ambassador to several countries, Nirupama Rao wanted to put her skills to promote cultural diplomacy between India and its neighbours. And post-retirement, she, along with her husband, launched the South Asian Symphony Foundation in Bengaluru. They believe that with an orchestra, barriers break down. People come together, they listen to each other and play a part in a community of musicians. Through the South Asian Symphony Orchestra, their approach is to create harmony in the Indian subcontinent. Indeed, it is events like these that strengthen our cultural collaboration with our neighbours and unite us through music. We hope you like this amalgamation of talent from across South Asia. On that note, time for another quick break. Still more coming up on the show. Don't go anywhere. On the other side, glimpses of the century-old journey of Indian cinema. Welcome back once again. Let's now bring you glimpses from the National Museum of Indian Cinema in Mumbai. The Heritage Complex, which is testimony to India's rich history of cinema, hosted Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu last week, who opined that cinema, being the most loved and watched platform by almost every Indian, can act as an instrument of social change. It was a walk down memory lane for Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu when he visited the National Museum of Indian Cinema in Mumbai recently. Watching the exhibits, the Vice President said, "Cinema, being the most loved and watched platform by almost every Indian, can be an instrument of social change." He stressed on the need to inform, educate, empower and enlighten cinema lovers through educative and moral themes.
This film museum is worth seeing, particularly younger generation. Cinema, its background and its production and the improvements that came from time to time. The entire history of cinema is here in this museum. So the youngsters, they will be able to understand the background of film making and Indian cinema and also certain international cinemas. They will get a fair idea if they are able to come here and go through the museum and spend some time. It's really wonderful.
Impressed with the use of technology in the museum's design, the Vice President complimented the curators for creating a visual experience through visuals, graphics, artifacts, interactive exhibits and multimedia expositions. What delighted the Vice President the most were the exhibits related to Mahatma Gandhi, cinema across India, children's film studio and technology, and creativity and Indian cinema.
I am particularly more impressed with this part of the museum about Mahatma Gandhi. In the name of Gandhi और cinema. ये सबसे बढ़िया है. कारण क्या है? पुराना इतिहास. और हम गांधी जी को देश में हम सब लोग एक प्रेरणा स्तोत्र के रूप में देखते हैं. इसलिए उनका जीवन और सिनेमा के साथ उनका संबंध, बाद में उनके बारे में जो सिनेमा आया, इन सभी के बारे में यहाँ जानकारी है. मैं चाहता हूँ देश में विभिन्न इलाके से जो लोग मुंबई आते हैं, वो लोग ज़रूर यहाँ आके ये म्यूज़ियम विज़िट करना चाहिए और थोड़ा समय यहाँ बिताकर सब पहलुओं के बारे में अध्ययन करना चाहिए.
After visiting the state-of-the-art museum, the Vice President penned his experiences in a Facebook post. He wrote that in a country like ours, where a number of social problems persist, cinema can be used as a powerful medium. He said films can go a long way in arousing national consciousness and utilizing energies of the youth in social construction. India produces the highest number of films every year in the world. About 1,500 films per year and 25 to 30 releases every week. The role of cinema in the country is quite significant. And the best part about Indian cinema is that it entertains people of all age groups alike. It has the power to engage audience both intellectually and emotionally. The National Museum of Indian Cinema in Mumbai is housed in a 19th century structure, Gulshan Mahal, which was renovated and inaugurated in January this year by Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
ये नेशनल म्यूज़ियम ऑफ इंडियन सिनेमा जो है, यहाँ पे फिल्म्स डिवीज़न मुंबई में स्थित फिल्म्स डिवीज़न के कॉम्प्लेक्स में करीब 3-4 महीने पहले इसका उद्घाटन हुआ और कई साल से फिल्म्स डिवीज़न और मिनिस्ट्री इस फिल्म म्यूज़ियम को बनाने के काम में जुटे हुए थे और इसके लिए जो है एक म्यूज़ियम एडवाइज़री कमेटी बनाई गई थी जो श्याम बेनेगल साहब जो जाने माने फिल्म डायरेक्टर हैं, इनकी अध्यक्षता में ये कमेटी बनी थी जिसमें बहुत सारे फिल्म के विशेषज्ञ जुड़े हुए थे. तो ये कमेटी में ये निर्णय हुआ कि ये इस सिनेमा म्यूज़ियम में जो है भारतीय सिनेमा का 100 साल का इतिहास दिखाया जाएगा अलग अलग माध्यम से. फ़ोटोग्राफ्स हो, पोस्टर्स हो, लॉबी कार्ड्स हो, सॉन्ग्स हो, बुकलेट्स हो, स्टैचूज़ हो, इक्विपमेंट्स हो और प्रोसेसेस हो और डिजिटल इंटरैक्टिव स्क्रीन्स हो. तो अलग अलग माध्यम से जो है अलग अलग एलिमेंट्स इसमें हमने ये सारी चीज़ें इस्तेमाल करके लोगों को 100 साल के भारतीय सिनेमा की डेवलपमेंट में कौन कौन से स्टेजेस आए उसकी पूरी डिटेल में जानकारी देते हैं.
The museum showcases the history of Indian cinema and has ample artifacts, digital elements, including kiosks, interactive digital screens, information-based screen interfaces. At the museum, film properties and costumes, vintage equipment, posters, copies of important films, promotional leaflets, soundtracks, trailers, transparencies, old cinema magazines, statistics covering filmmaking and distribution are displayed in a systematic manner to depict the rich history of Indian cinema. The museum for sure is a treat for film enthusiasts and cinema lovers. And time now for our weekly culture calendar, where we tell you all about the upcoming cultural events in your city. For music lovers in Pune, Amit Trivedi will be performing at a concert at Liberty Square, Phoenix Market City, Viman Nagar Road, 7:30 p.m. on 11th of May. In neighbouring Mumbai, the play Kafi Aur Main will be staged at the Prithvi Theatre, Juhu Church Road, 6 p.m. on 10th of May. For theatre lovers in Bengaluru, Kannada play Tughlaq will be staged at Ranga Shankara, JP Nagar, 3:30 p.m. on the 11th of May. In the east, in Kolkata, Bengali play Ghoom Nai will be staged at the Academy of Fine Arts, Cathedral Road, 6:30 p.m. on 10th of May. And in Delhi, an event Odyssey on High will be held at the Kumari Auditorium in Mandi House, 7 p.m. on the 8th of May. You can also send us details of upcoming cultural events like dance presentations, musical recitals, exhibitions, theatre presentations, etc. to us. You can send us an email on sabrang.rstv@gmail.com. So that's it from us this week on Colours of India. In case you've missed the television broadcast of the program, you can watch it online on YouTube and Twitter. We'll be back same time next week with another brand new edition. Until then, take very good care of yourself. It's a goodbye from the entire team.